been a resident of Boise, Idaho for over 800 years. I just don't get why this always happens to me every single time.
Oh, come on, guys. You get it. You get it, right?
Hello, and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast here on the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. This is the main show. This is the one we do at the beginnings of the week where we just chat about our weekends, catch up a little bit, share our personalities, get to know you and vice versa. That's what this is about. Then later in the week, we do this thing called Q&A Thursday, although sometimes it happens on a Wednesday like it did last week because there was Thanksgiving, where we answer your detailing questions. Anyway, I'm Dane Hennon, your host, and to my left, a fellow host, Anthony Fisher.
Dane, thanks for having me. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, it's
glad
a nice
to be
Tuesday
here.
Out. It's a little chilly outside.
It is.
But,
it's a little nippy. Am I right?
Just a bit.
Yeah.
A bit.
So we are missing one of our co-hosts here, Mr. Levi Gates, the master of shine, a detailer of over 26 years and a resident of Boise for over 900.
He lets you know it every time.
How that's possible, we're not even sure. He is out sick today.
Yeah.
Down, I don't want to say down bad, but he's definitely not feeling...
That's not how that terminology works.
He's not feeling great. He's bad down right now.
Yeah, well, I will say, so for those who look at the thumbnail and go, oh my God, why would they post that? He asked me to put his test up there and all that stuff. Yeah. Levi literally asked me, so now you see it. Otherwise, you can just choose to believe he's, puffing on a knot thermometer.
Well, it looks like you made him look in the thumbnail. It looks like he's smoking a J, a fat J.
I just thought an exploding thermometer would be a great representation, but instead people took it a different way. So you know what? I'm sure Levi thinks it's funny, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. Anyway,
regardless, we're hoping him a very fast recovery.
Yes.
Hopefully, he's feeling better. I know he said he was a little rough earlier this morning, so hopefully he'll be on the right track. So, really quick and dirty. Well, not really quick and dirty. We got a little bit of time. Housekeeping, right?
Yes, housekeeping, sale recovery, all these other things.
Yeah.
What do we got?
So, our Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale has officially ended as of
yesterday.
Last night at 11:59 p.m. Gone forever. Till next year.
And lost forever till the next year. It is gone. Okay.
Sure, Dane. Thank you for that. So we had a very successful sale this last week. I mean, it went really well. In a nutshell, we killed it with the doorbusters. I think that was fantastic. I think all of our choices for those were great. 20% off site-wide, amazing as well. The biggest thing for me was, really, even yesterday, we shot a live video, trying to drive the fact that some of these brands and some of these deals are so good that it would be unwise to pass up on these, to be caught in a situation where you may need these products in the future.
We normally, yes, there's a part of us where our job is to obviously say nice things about the things we believe in, we love, and we want to sell you. But also, there are times where we're like, okay, maybe you don't need this right now, but we're still going to tell you should get it because you're not going to get another chance this good. Yeah. And eventually you will need it, probably. So just trying to give a heads up to those out there. When we say that kind of stuff, we really reserve that for when we're deadly serious about this is the time. Take the advantage of the opportunity.
The example there yesterday, like what we were on a live Instagram video, was Diamond Protect, right? 50% off certain products, right?
Right.
That it really, for no other reason than just a package change coming in the future, meaning that we need to essentially discount some of these old packaging to make room for the new stuff because it's going to be a little bit more economical to ship.
The current packaging isn't always the most economical to ship for us. For you on the buying end, it makes no difference. Yeah. But for us, it costs us more. So by being able to get the new packaging and a different format that fits better with what the shipping standards are, it'll make it easier for us to make those things ship.
But the product is the exact same. And so when I was like, hey guys, you can get a wheel coating for $35. Do that. That's a crazy good deal, right? You can get a 3-year Diamond Protect Diamond Body 36 coating for $45. What? That's dumb. That's a stupid good deal. And I was trying to tell people hey, this is so good that whether think about it, if you're an actual installer, if you're detailing every day, and this is a service you're offering, right?
Yeah.
Somebody wants a 3-year coating, you can dig into your own batch of stuff, or let's just say you're already working through a particular coating provider. You have to meet their minimums per month, whatever it is for that installer. And let's just say you're spending $300 a month, whatever it is. The coating itself, you might be spending $60 to $100, maybe even $200 depending on the coating.
That's usually
I'm
what
saying,
I hear on the
here's a $45 coating that's going to last 3 years, right? That you can absolutely apply and make good money and have a little bit more margin there for something that you may not normally have because of the cost of what other coatings you're using. So anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is certain things were an amazing deal. Starting Gloss at 40% off, a fantastic deal. And then all of the kind of just random assortment of towels. I don't want to say random, but I mean, we had twist and shouts, right? For $11. It's an insanely good deal.
We had South Korean drying towel, super high quality yarn, excellent border on that with the micro suede.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Butter soft. It really was an excellent towel, but tastes had shifted since then to like, oh, Liquidator, I like the longer pile and stuff. But you know what? For drying, the Twist and Shout was excellent at it. It's just, whatever the flavor of the month is, people get excited about something, they may move on, and then things may get forgotten about. That's a shame with the Twist and Shout because it was an excellent towel and continues to be.
It still is.
No, anybody pick that up, don't feel like you're oh, I guess it's okay. No, it's a great towel. It really is.
Fantastic. So, I mean, in a nutshell there, so, yeah, towels, IK sprayers, massive discounts on certain chemicals. Hopefully you guys picked it up. I mean, that's all we can say is we hope you scored big and you got everything you were hoping for, whether it was through us or maybe even through somebody else in the detailing realm, right? Maybe you ordered through...
It's a big world out there.
Maybe you ordered through Adams, and maybe you ordered through Obsessed Garage, maybe you ordered through Detailed Image. Whatever it may be, we hope that you picked up some decent premium detailing products that you guys are going to continually utilize over the winter because, things can be used up quick, or things can be stretched out. It really depends on your processes and how you're using them. So, anyways, a successful sale. If you didn't check out, we do have limited swag still. I believe that we didn't remove that from the website. So if you missed out on the blackout hoodie, the blackout t-shirt, the blackout hat, and you still want to pick that up, you can still go pick it up. I don't believe it's 20% off, but you can go and purchase that off the website if you missed out and wanted to, rep us.
They are there until they sell out, but once they sell out, they're not coming back. So if you thought they looked cool, you should probably just get one because the sizes will eventually disappear that maybe you want one,
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, we had our sale last week. We also had some Thanksgiving stuff. So I guess we can kind of cover a little bit of that and then cover a little bit what's happening here in the future. So Thanksgiving, actually we'll probably say that for a weekend.
Yeah.
I will say the upcoming stuff to look forward to. Here within the next week and a half, we are expecting the Rip and Rag microfiber towels.
No, people can't wait for that any longer.
To be here. I know people
Every time we pop on a live or something, people are asking. And obviously, I'm still seeing comments pop up from when we did our SEMA streams, which, by the way, those things blew up after we, came back home and we looked, we're like, oh, people are still watching this.
Thank God.
And they're leaving a lot of comments about the colors of Rip and Rags they want to see.
That's great.
Because we did ask. So, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but at the same time, we are paying attention to what people are saying. So, if you've got an idea, throw it out there.
Rip and Rags are coming. Restock of some air stuff is happening as well. Mm-hmm. I know that, gosh, the air tools have been...
Oh, those blew up
people are been fiending for them, and I'm hoping that this restock will be good enough for a little while. I think, but the hard part is some of these just straight up some of the Rip and Rags and some of the air tool supply, some of the stuff that's coming in, right, is actually already going to be going out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but fortunately, basically, we're going to be setting aside.
Already on the move.
We're setting aside a specific amount for us to be able to still continue to retail here on the website and provide to you guys. But here's the problem: is that with the the excitement of the SEMA launch, the Rip and Rags, the excitement of the air tools, and all of that, all of our distributors, the Rag Company distributors, basically increase their order size. And so they said, hey, we know we ordered this, but we actually need this much now. And the problem is we want to provide them with stuff as well, because typically our distributors always receive the least amount of support, not purposefully, it's just because things do sell out, right? And we typically, our initial order usually isn't big enough. So we're trying to fix that this time around and give more to our distributors to be able to have them sell it rather than it come directly from us. But because of that, things are going right out the door the second we get them in.
Fast. So if you see them, you might want to act quickly.
So if you see the rip and rags, and if you see once the air tools get on the website, I'd just be ready to rock and roll. I mean, if you've been wanting to purchase, it would probably be the right time.
Well, and they're inexpensive enough too. It's not like as far as impulse purchases go, it's something that is literally designed to help clean up messes and like actually be used for dirty jobs. It serves a purpose. It's a cleaning product, so you shouldn't feel guilty about buying them.
No. And then I was going to say one more thing, and I can't. I literally just had
I like Serrano's Mobile here. He was so excited he couldn't quite spell orange right. He said orange.
Orange.
Yeah.
Orange.
But then he also followed up with orange air blasters. I hadn't considered alternative color air blasters, too.
Ooh, and okay, that's what it was. One last thing. As far as, before we get into the weekend stuff.
Of course.
There is going to be a restock of something extra Christmassy today.
Oh,
I can't believe it. I thought they were gone.
Yeah, that.
Basically, a particular product that starts with a G, ends in an X. I'm sure you guys can guess what it is.
Yeah.
We sold out, and we were told that was it. Like that's all you got, right?
I don't think anywhere else has it still. Do they? Maybe there's like some stragglers in a back stock room
Obsessed
somewhere.
might still have it, but what ended up happening was our friends at KCX found a small batch in a box in a back room and said, hey, TRC, do you want these? And we said, absolutely.
Yes.
So those should be going on the website sometime this morning if they're not already on there right now. If you missed your chance to get that particular product, I did. So I'm going to buy 2 bottles today. And that way I have some for my own winter washes because that scent is intoxicatingly good. So
somehow Alex managed to get it wrong.
Damn it. But also not wrong, because I mean that is a product that exists. Which
that is a
hilarious.
product that exists. I just forgot that also matches what you described, and it is not that.
Great Dane X.
Yeah.
That's his other Twitch channel. Okay. Moving on. All right, so let's jump into some freaking weekends here.
Man.
Dane, give me the rundown. How did your Thanksgiving go?
Oh, it was a good Thanksgiving.
Did you beer batter a turkey? Did you fry a turkey? Did you launch a turkey? Did you even have turkey?
Yes, we had turkey at my parents' house. It was an extremely low-key Thanksgiving. Normally, we have a lot of family from out of town come stop by kind of thing. This year, though, a lot of family was like out with other, segments of the family elsewhere. So it kind of gave us an opportunity to just have my direct family and then Gwen and Bob, essentially, and my cousin William and Tracy.
Will was there.
And
yeah.
That was effectively it. That was the whole thing. So it was very low-key, but we liked it because it was just a calm, pleasant atmosphere. You can have conversations without feeling like, oh, I need to also spend time with other people. It was just, it was very chill. So I like that about it. The food was excellent. Mom did an excellent job.
Did your mom did everything?
Yeah, no, she had everything set out there, and the turkey was actually great.
I really wish
I'm not a turkey guy, as I've mentioned before. I could
you're
care less
a ham
about
guy
turkey.
Because you like a ham. You like ham.
I like ham.
Oh my god, I hate ham.
I love seafood. I love ham. I love these things. But turkey, I don't like pork chops. I don't like generally like pork.
See, that's weird. I like pork chops, but I do not like normal ham. Like
because pork chop consistency, the texture of it reminds me of turkey, and it's just kind of
What? No, it's not. It's like
when you have like a really dry white meat turkey and you kind of put it next to like a pork chop that's like one of those white flaky looking
ham
things.
Steak.
It's just kind of
It's a ham steak.
No, the pork chops I'm picturing are like really dry, and it's not good. Like as a kid growing up, I'm not saying my folks cook dry pork chops, but like any experience I had, like going over to like a friend's house, we're having pork chops tonight, and I'd be like, oh, it's like turkey.
It's funny because
it's pig, but it's like turkey.
As a kid, I remember actually being excited about pork chops, and I don't know why it was. It's kind of weird. So
I was a beef stroganoff kid. That's what I love.
Oh yeah, I like stroganoff as well. So
and, chicken Alfredo, yes.
Yeah. So as far as your Thanksgiving went, though, did you guys play any games? Did you guys have any other activities? Like, do you do anything? Is it just chill? Watch TV.
Mostly it was just sit around and have nice conversations. Like the TV really wasn't on until they put the football game on with Seattle playing, I think, the 49ers. Which,
really?
By the way, if you haven't seen those uniforms, I turned around at the first moment to see the game, and I was met with what appeared to be a bunch of construction workers playing against the 49ers. They were so incredibly bright, I was blinded. Just straight up blinded by their uniforms. But hey, if it's the style and it's in, okay, cool, more power to them. But I think the cameras were having trouble keeping track of those things because they were too bright. But yeah, no, like the family stuff, it was just nice. Like I don't know how to describe it other than it was just a very pleasant experience. Everybody had a good time. Nobody was, feeling left out, or there were no like weird political or religious, battles or anything like that. It just wasn't that kind of thing. Well, I say that because, a lot of people's Thanksgivings, they literally talk about how it's always a dread of like, oh, that one uncle or that one cousin or somebody comes over and starts picking fights and stuff, and it turns into a dumb thing. But we don't have that, at least as far as our Thanksgiving we had.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
I think it depends on the size of Thanksgiving too. I feel like with there's certain. I know certain families. I've met certain families.
Alex,
and certain
that's
people.
different because that's smoked and that's delicious. See, that's the thing is like you put pork into a barbecue situation. I love pork, but I don't like pork chops. Like a traditional pork chop, just no.
Baked pork chop, like baked hams. Gotcha.
Yeah, honey baked ham. Yes.
Okay, it's very confusing, Dane.
Yes.
Your take on ham, but I would say that generally, like the larger the family size on a Thanksgiving, probably the more room there is for chaos. I haven't really been around any type of larger Thanksgivings for quite some time. Most of my Thanksgivings in recent years has been separate family Thanksgivings, like my wife's family, my family, or it has been like a kind of like not a Friendsgiving. I hate that. I hate saying Friendsgiving. It's a stupid thing to say. Dumb trend.
The concept of it.
It's Thanksgiving. You just have friends there. Just be okay with that, right? Friends
you have to have a silly wordplay-y name.
No, I don't think. I hate that. I hate that crap. Friendsgiving. I
agree. I find it annoying, but like the concept of it is perfectly valid.
I remember in my early 20s when I had my friends. They're like, "Yeah, we're getting Friendsgiving." It was mostly the girls that wanted to like put together a thing with our friend groups and things like that.
if you're living at like a college town far away from home, or if you're working at a place that's
no,
like nowhere
it's
near
still
direct
Thanksgiving.
Family. So you're having Thanksgiving. You're just celebrating it with friends. That's all it is.
No, I know, but you can still call it Thanksgiving. You just say I'm having Thanksgiving
once again,
with my
I have zero
with my
issue
friends.
with just calling it Thanksgiving, but other people
it's the
would
people
call it
that are making the freaking placards that say Friendsgiving that can burn. All right, those can be thrown in the trash.
They whip out an old Polaroid camera and they take a picture and like, we're going to remember this forever, and then they write with a marker
it
on
gets
Friendsgiving.
It's thrown away in the trash. Dane. So, anyways, no, I would say that in general, yeah, my Thanksgivings have been, not as maybe as lively as I would have hoped either. But following there, right, you had Black Friday. You do any shopping? I want to know what kind of tires you purchased.
Man, I resisted the urge to get winter tires. It was a strong urge. And then at one point, I did attempt to purchase winter tires for the Flex because I wanted some snow tires. Because the tires that are on it are just some all-seasons that, frankly, I can hear them squealing in certain turns. I know that tread's getting low, man. it's time for them to have it.
No,
And to which somebody would
Dane.
tell me, Dane, just get new all seasons. You don't need winter
All-wheel
tires.
drive.
It's all-wheel drive. Yes, but like many people say, all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive aren't going to save you when the ice comes. Like, it's not just an automatic.
That's not true,
It's
Dane.
not an automatic fix.
That's not true.
It just means
is a
all
fix.
your wheels are slipping because
No.
all your wheels get power
Use
delivered to them.
more power to the ground to get through the ice.
Yeah, that's not how
You
that
gotta
works.
get down to that
No,
tarmac.
Proper compound for the temperatures that you're running into, proper treading, proper siping, potentially studs if you need them. Nobody else here has a driveway like mine. I'm telling you, I need the proper grip to get up that hill.
Well, Dane, I think that's why you need to you just need to start chaining that whole driveway. You just need to figure out how to create some type of like rappelling device that repels you up or down the driveway.
if you look at like the Bunny Hill at a lot of the ski resorts, I could get like a pommel lift.
Yes, like a
and
pommel
I could
lift,
just or like a car wash runner
Yes.
thing and just hook my
Yes.
tires into it and have it drive me up my driveway. That would be sick.
I think that
I love that.
think that's something
That'd be hilarious.
I wouldn't put past you.
I just have to find a way to like pay some guy to stand at the bottom and wait for me to come home and like operate that big handle, comically huge handle that turns it
and
on.
clean your windshield.
Oh boy, that's
when
awesome.
you come and when you go.
Yeah, would they like spray with a hose
Yeah.
too to like get the initial? Yeah, wow,
Pre-treater. Yeah.
Wow, it's like I'm at a car wash, a drive-through car wash at my house.
It is.
That's
yeah.
pretty great.
And
I love that.
then you get to go inside and sit on a massage chair, right?
Oh man,
And be greeted by Asian lady beetles. An infestation.
So actually, what happened on Friday? I didn't buy anything. I resisted the urge to buy anything. I simply did not. You know what I did instead? I got together with my buddy Chuck, and we drove out way past the airport, way off into the desert there, out to just an area where it's like a free fire zone.
Okay.
And then we we rolled over there, set up some targets, and proceeded to pull a bunch of guns out of the back of his car and go shooting.
God.
Let's see. So, I mean, some people are into this, some people aren't. I have not shot anything in 13 years.
Yeah.
So it's been a very, very long time since I did this. I realize this will probably get us demonetized because some things are a little sensitive to that. But this is simply shooting. But in my case, I found that I had a lot of fun, actually. I enjoyed it.
Was it stressful? Was it stressful?
Initially, it always feels a little stressful, but Chuck, I trust Chuck, like, thoroughly. He's a great guy, extremely safety-minded.
Yeah.
He doesn't put you in harm's way in any way whatsoever. Really, really always thinking like an instructor. So he was totally fine. But he has, a cool collection of like some vintage stuff, some newer things. But yeah, I went out there and let's see, I shot an AK-47, I shot an AR-15, I shot a Glock, I shot a CZ-75. And he also had a G3. There were a few other things. For those who know, you know.
That's quite a few
I mean,
guns.
otherwise, I was taking out pumpkins up on the hill.
Yeah.
It was fun to do. But, it was a good time. I know some people get worried because like, oh, no, you're not, like, shooting little animals. I've never actually gone hunting. That's not something that.
Well, Dane, I don't think anybody assumed that you're killing anything. I think
no, but like some people are like,
practicing.
I went out and got the whistle pigs, kind of thing. It's like that's not something I've really ever done.
Yeah.
So I don't have an interest in that. I don't want to hurt things, but like little plinking away at targets and stuff, I enjoyed that. So yes, but obviously brought proper ear protection, did the whole thing, and it was a good time.
I envision that your training with Chuck was probably similar to watching, what's his name, Keanu Reeves, and his training for John Wick.
Imagine that, but in slow motion.
Like Paul
because
Blart?
For me, no.
Slow motion?
No. Actually, I found I'm not bad at it, actually. I'm not bad.
Okay.
Especially with the handguns. I was pretty good. But with like the AR or with the AK, I was finding that, getting comfortable, setting my face like right up there and putting my like cheek on the butt and everything, like that, just getting the initial positioning was a little tricky because I didn't necessarily know how much recoil I was going to be dealing with. I didn't want to be that idiot who like sticks it in front of his face and then gets absolutely black eye pummeled in the eye, kind of thing. I didn't want that. But as I became more acquainted with it, I'm like, oh, okay. And then I was able to like actually see properly down the iron sights and knock out some pumpkins like dead eye. So that felt pretty good.
That's pretty good.
But
so,
yeah.
What do you think? Do you think you're going to be you think you want to purchase your first gun? Would you say that you would be okay being a gun owner?
I'll leave it ambiguous, so nobody really knows if I have one or not, just in case anybody tries some funny business up my house. I'll make sure people are left guessing. Okay. But
all right. I mean, I just didn't know if this sparked.
For all they know, I might have put a bunch of Home Alone traps in my house.
I'm just thinking. I didn't know. I would want to know if this sparked an interest, like a new hobby, where maybe you want to start purchasing more weaponry. I mean, it could be like a situation where, you're not, you're like a secret collector or whatever it might be. You might really like pistols. You might like maybe medieval weaponry. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, no, I'm not necessarily gonna run out and do that. But it did surprise me how cheap some of these things are. So yeah. Never say never. But no, like and Neil saying Dane's first firearm will be a pink Sig P365. Actually, the first gun I ever shot was a 6 hour. But
really,
yeah, it was at when I was down in film school. I went to a range because the other guys went down there, and that was my first time. And that was a long time ago. So I really haven't done much since then. But hey,
Dane,
there's room for everybody.
I'm telling you right now, there is a twinkle in your eye for gun ownership, and I think that you're living in the right state for it. So I'm just saying, if you wanted to start throwing down, right, and you wanted to start, putting your money where your mouth was, you could build yourself a decent collection. And you know what? And you could protect that hill. That house on that hill, when the zombie apocalypse happens, right? Who else is protecting it? It's got to be you.
You bring up a valid set of points there. At the same time, I also
have the high ground.
I'm a bit of a I was going to say a bit of a, not necessarily a scholar, but I pay attention to statistics and things. And statistically, the households that have something in the household, say a firearm or something, you're much more likely to run into some trouble rather than those that don't have it, just depending on where you live. But it's one of those things I think a lot about, and have to weigh the benefits and the cons.
So I have a compound bow, right? I
have a very nuanced view of this subject.
Yes.
Is what I'm saying.
Well, what I'm saying is I have a compound bow, right? That's what I use to protect my household. Not as efficient or fast as maybe some other options would be, right? But I will tell you, somebody pulls a compound bow out, right? And they.
Well, first I think, is this a Ren fair? But
no, I'm talking.
But it's a compound bow. You're not talking about a classic.
I'm talking
bow.
Like you hook the trigger. Or whatever
is this Hunter Lost?
And you pull that back, right? Somebody's gonna say, "Oh my God!" Like that's gonna go through me and through like 5 other people.
Yeah, no, that's like a Stallone or Schwarzenegger thing to do.
I know, it's all blacked out too. It looks so sick. I haven't shot it in forever, but it is actually pretty cool.
Rambo Stroganoff.
So anyway,
okay. that was my Black Friday. Drove out in the desert, shot a bunch of stuff for a few hours, and then headed back home. And that was just a nice little thing. I mean, and then after that, actually went and saw a movie.
Okay, what'd you see?
Went and saw Napoleon.
Dynamite?
No, just Napoleon with Joaquin Phoenix and Vanessa Kirby.
So
Ridley
I have
Scott
seen
movie.
Literally nothing about that movie.
You
no
haven't?
Previews, no nothing.
Oh man, they got trailers out there and everything. I will say, like, based on the trailers, I was like lukewarm on it because it does that. Apple TV, you know how they have Apple TV Plus and stuff, and the way Netflix does, they help produce movies that will eventually wind up on their service. So initially going, oh, is this like a made for streaming thing? Is this like a subpar kind of thing? No, it's like an actual full-on epic Ridley Scott movie, which is great, but at the same time, Apple helped with the funding. So for some reason, all the Apple properties I see out there have like this very desaturated look to them, and sometimes it feels intentional, other times it feels like, why is this here? So in this movie, it had kind of a desaturated look.
Shot on iPhone.
I would say at times I was a little but I will say, having watched it, it actually had a lot of funny moments in it, like peppered throughout, despite being like a serious historical biopic type thing. It had some funny moments that I really enjoyed. Also, warning for anybody going in there who loves animals, the horses get hurt a lot. And, like, the first time a horse gets hurt, it is one of the most horrific things you've ever seen happen to a horse. Ever. So that's one way to wake people up when they're watching a movie. Because my mom, like, anytime we go in to see, like, a movie where there's, like, battle sequences, like, we go see Lord of the Rings and stuff back when I was younger and everything, my Mom would always be excited, but at the same time, like, oh, I hope the horses are okay. This one, they just straight up tell you the horses will not be okay.
Oh my
Right
God.
off the bat. And if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But let's just say somebody shoots a cannon at a horse and it's not good.
Okay, well.
So anyway, good morning.
So did you go to the movie theater to go?
Yes,
see
we
this?
went to the movie theater.
Okay.
We went downtown and we all saw the movie together.
So you went downtown at the what's it called? The
it's a Cinema West place, but it's Bodo.
Yeah. So when you went down there, did you guys stop at anywhere else? I mean, did you guys
after we wrapped up at the movie, we walked around for a little bit, kind of burn off some time, went and saw the tree and the ice skating rink downtown in the Grove. And then when our reservation time came up, where did we go, Anthony? We went to Anthony's. That's where we went.
So I haven't freaking even been to Anthony's. It's named after me, and I haven't even been to that place.
Equestrian early warning
and
system.
I love seafood probably more than anybody I know. Right? It's a fish place. My literal name is Anthony Fisher. Right? That's my freaking name.
You've got Anthony's and Fisher, right?
And I haven't been to Anthony the fish place.
I will never understand how you haven't been there. You just need to go. It's at the base of
It's ridiculous.
It's right downtown there. It is a great. But weirdly, when you look
loved
online,
an invitation
the reviews
from your family, Dane.
the reviews are like on the high side of like middling. Like it's kind of weird. But the reason we go there is because every experience we've had has been excellent, like really great. And my dad had gone there prior because it's from up in Washington.
Yeah.
There they had it obviously, and yes. No matter what you get for dinner, you got to get one of like their little cups of clam chowder just to like start the evening off. So great.
Oh, I'm sure.
So good.
I'm sure.
If you're into seafood, but it was seriously good. So enjoyed that a lot. Really, I don't have anything negative to say about that. That was a great weekend. Great, particularly that day. Other than that, it was pretty chill. I mean, I went and got my express and all that as I do, but. After having sat in for a while, it was a little different going there and visiting and just going through the drive-thru again. Mm-hmm. It was almost a bummer because I was like, I know this isn't going to be as good as when I sat down at that bar. Just really experience it fresh off the stuff.
Changed the way you looked at it.
It refreshed my memory. Once again, kind of like going out shooting. It had been such a long time since I did it. It felt like a new experience, and I just went, oh, this is why I originally was so interested in this. Okay, cool. Yeah. So anyway, that was kind of my weekend.
Okay. All right.
But how about you? What do you have going on?
Oh gosh, let's see. So last week, dude, my this plague of a sickness I've had for like whatever it was, like freaking 6 weeks, man. Like that struck. It came back with like a vengeance. It was horrible. So I was here for like half the week. If you guys know, I was out for I think with that Wednesday's podcast because. It was like one of the nights, dude. My airways got super tight, and it was kind of how do I say this? I felt restricted. My breathing felt really restricted, and that kind of freaked me out. I've never had that happen before, and so I took that time off. I actually ended up having to get back on some more like antibiotics or something like I don't know what they called like a steroid or whatever it was, a different one this time that didn't made me feel all crazy because I remember G commented on one of the podcasts because I told him I was like, they threw me on like prednisone or something, and he goes, it makes you feel a little racy, and I go, dude, that made me feel like I didn't like the way that particular medication made me feel, and I don't take any medication normally, and so something like that made me feel definitely out of it. So coming off of that, I felt bad again, got into something different. And then I started feeling pretty good by Thanksgiving, which is solid. So a quicker turnaround than I was hoping for, or than I expected. So
are you still experiencing any symptoms today?
Just a random cough every once in a while, but other than that,
me too.
Though,
so I'm trying to figure out like, did you and I end up having the same thing this whole time?
No, Dane, because
yours has been different. But I've still got this stupid cough and I
got hit pretty hard with whatever the heck that this particular thing was, but. Whatever, man. It's how the cookie crumbles. So, Thanksgiving was pretty chill. Went over to my parents' house, and this is so freaking hilarious, guys. This is so funny. So, my house has been crazy for the last like week and a half, as my wife has literally. I don't know how to say this. She has literally reorganized our entire house, our entire living, our entire being in that home has been rearranged. And it started with literally cleaning out one closet. She cleaned out one closet and said, gotcha, I got to find a place to put all this stuff, right? I said, okay, maybe we just get rid of it or sell it. She goes, no, we need to find a place for it. So then my daughter's room gets rearranged, right? My office remained untouched, but my closet next to my office got rearranged. The bathroom got rearranged. Our walk-in closet got rearranged. Our living room, like the laundry room, everything starts getting changed. And I go, what's happening here? And she goes, this needs to happen in order for us to make this stuff that we have work. And I go, just toss it. Let's just get rid of this stuff. We don't need this stuff. And she goes, we can't get rid of this stuff, Anthony. It's too nice. And I go, I know, but we
sell it to somebody.
We can't do this anymore. I'm gonna start losing my mind. Anyways, so the house was pretty crazy. Has been pretty crazy. So, but she's been in this process of A, decorating for Christmas, B, getting rid of stuff, right?
Sure.
And letting go, because we've held on to certain baby things and like boxes of diapers because we're like, hey, should we keep these around? Should we get rid of them? Ultimately, I'm just starting to realize that even though I've built an entire city above my garage of storage space, we have built a shed this year, we have got all this extra stuff, that house still will not have enough storage overall for everything we would ever want. No matter what,
it never feels like enough space for storage.
Yeah.
So if you fill an empty room with the stuff, it feels like you're just being irresponsible.
It is what it is. And so,
go in a closet.
Yeah, it is what it is. So there's just not enough space. So Thursday started out with like that, right?
Okay.
While trying to get ready for Thanksgiving, prepare for all the activities. I ended up resting for half the day. My wife did some stuff with her family, and then I ended up going to my parents' house and met my wife there later in the evening. And it was so funny, man. My mom, God bless her heart, she's for the last 2 years we've had bad luck with the turkey, right?
Oh, okay.
Basically, she has a process. She brines it, and then she smokes it. Then after she smokes it, she puts it in the oven and then cooks it for the rest of the time. She has this process done, right? What ended up happening is I got there. She is like, my mom is distressed. She's like, oh my God, Anthony, the turkey's not done. And I go, what do you mean the turkey's not done? She goes, it's been cooking all day. And she goes, it's not done. I don't know what. She's like, I feel like I'm a failure. I'm like, that's fine. It's just us.
Okay.
It's just the family. It's okay. We'll make this work. I didn't know that my wife was bringing one of her friends over, right? So we had a guest there. The guest adds a little bit more.
Well, there's tension because it's an unknown variable. Even if she knows the person, for the people doing the cooking, it's just kind of a.
God. Well, now it's this person is going to judge us because our Thanksgiving is gone haywire,
our
right? Because
Thanksgiving is so
this turkey is not done.
We'll never be invited to the next picnic or ball.
My mom's like, we need to figure out this turkey situation. I go, okay. And I'm like, well, what's not cooked? She goes, the legs aren't all the way cooked. She goes, the thighs aren't all the way cooked. The breast looks like it's pretty much there, but like we're not sure yet. She's checking the internal temp and all this stuff. And I said, screw it. I'm going to go turn on the barbecue. I'm going to rip the legs and rip the thighs off. And I'm going to go throw the legs and thighs on the barbecue, and we'll just let the breast cook for a little bit longer, right?
And then you have yourself a Christmas vacation style turkey.
So Dane, it gets pretty good. So what ended up happening was my mom made like this whole brine, and like basically what there was is the whole turkey was greased up, right? In some way, shape, or form. It was already a butterball, turkey. Not that the butter's literally involved, I don't think, but it was just it was just an already very greasy turkey.
Sure.
So I ripped the legs off. I literally I saw these legs off like an animal, right?
Yeah.
Threw them on this barbecue, threw them on there, and I'm like, okay, I think that this is working. We start cutting into the breast. My mom's watching me with a slicer, and she goes, oh no. And I'm like, I think it's fine. She goes, no, it's basically raw. And I'm like, it's not raw. It's fine. It's gonna be okay. So she goes, what can we do? I'm like, we could just put the whole freaking turkey on the barbecue, right? And she goes, can we? Should we put the whole turkey on the barbecue? I'm like, yeah, let's just do that, right? So my dad removes the grates out of the barbecue. We grab the turkey on its turkey rack.
Oh.
For some reason, I probably should have thought about this a little bit further. We grab the turkey, we throw it on the rack, right? We close it, and I go, sweet, right? This should be fine, right? Well, let's give it a few minutes, and let's just let this barbecue, right?
That's not how it works.
2 minutes later, my dad goes, you guys smell that, right? We look outside. The entire back patio is billowing with smoke, right?
No!
I run back there. I go, oh my God. And my mom's like, I can't even watch. My mom was like, it went from bad to ugly.
So, like, her tension and stress is just building the situation more than it probably needed to. But by now it's too late.
I open up the barbecue, right? The turkey is fully engulfed in flames. It is fully...
Because it was a greasy turkey.
It is a fireball. This turkey is literally on fire.
From butterball to fireball, I love it.
And my dad is just like, well, that's not good. What do you think was going to happen? You put a greasy turkey on the barbecue. Who's going to clean this now, right? Things that I would probably be saying as well if it was my house. But I'm like, I don't know. I didn't really think about this. And he goes, well, why didn't you put it on the tray? And I go, because I don't know. We thought we needed to char this thing up, right? So crazy enough, right?
Uh-huh.
We grabbed the turkey off the rack thing. We put it back into its cooking tray. Then we put the whole tray back into the barbecue, right? What ended up happening, right, was we grabbed all the slices that we cut off previously, threw them in the bottom of that tray where all the juices were and all the grease was and everything like that. Put it in the barbecue. Let it continue to cook after the fire had settled down.
Sure.
Dane, what ended up happening was a beautiful creation.
Oh.
We pulled that turkey out, right?
Yeah.
Not only did it have the most just ever so slight bit of char on it, right, for flavor, right? But all the pieces that we had cut off were cooking in that marinade at the bottom, right?
Okay.
And basically, like, I don't even know how to describe. It was like it's like a sear. It like gave everything a sear on this turkey, and we bit into it.
You effectively double smoked a turkey.
No, Dane, it was probably the best damn turkey I've had in like 10 years. It was so good. I couldn't even comprehend.
So
how good
inside it was just fine.
Oh my God, it was like amazing. And basically that turkey needed to go to hell and back for that to, be okay and it ended up being fine. So
all right, well that sounds like a great adventure.
Massive redemption for Thanksgiving this year. My mom did opt out for all future turkeys, though, so now
she was too stressed.
That is on me now,
okay.
And she said, "You do whatever you need to do with the turkey." And I said, "Why are we even having turkey? Why don't we just have like tri-tip? I love tri-tip."
Yes. Okay, that's unnecessary.
Who's vacuuming right now?
All right.
Anyway, so basically what I'm coming to the conclusion is if I were to have my own Thanksgiving, I want to do it my way. I would either want to have tri-tip, I want to have crab, I want to have lobster, steak, and or like something that... Because Thanksgiving can be anything. It doesn't have to be turkey.
It's a feast, but you determine what that feast is. It doesn't
have to be ham. Definitely not ham, because I hate just... big slices of cold ham. There's nothing I hate more than that. Anyways,
sorry I missed shooting with Dane, then going to Anthony's for Burger King style
flame broiled turkey, and it was so good. Gee, I would have it again. My mouth is watering right now because that's how good it was.
You just described your dog's menu. That's so true.
Yes, I would eat everything from my dog.
But no, tri-tip sounds awesome.
I love tri-tip.
All over that.
So, anyways, Black Friday, I didn't buy anything.
Nothing?
I tried.
Really? You refrained?
I tried finding stuff, dude. I was like really searching for things I wanted to buy, but it's like, as far as detailing products go, I'm pretty much set on that. I already have access to everything I want to buy here, and so I was good to go there, but I was looking for other random things, right? Tools. I was looking for Milwaukee stuff. I was looking for things for around the garage. And I guess I would just be buying stuff just to buy stuff, not because it's going to be something I actually am going to use.
And, while the holiday is kind of designed to make you do that, if you have your wits about you, really do try and focus on the stuff you're actually going to need. Now, detailing products, obviously. If you're a detailer, you need those, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying for other things, maybe you don't need that one particular game console or game or that sim setup, whatever. Like, it can wait unless it can't. Unless it can't.
No, I was trying to find things. I mostly even computer stuff or any type of stuff for, I don't know, electronically. But right now I think we're pretty much set. So I think I think my wife got a TV mount, right, or something like that. So
well, when I was shopping at Thanksgiving, I swear I saw so many gigantic TVs leaving Costco. It was stupid.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Just dumb.
I'm sure.
It's like they're the same price they were yesterday.
They
guys.
were. Yeah.
It just played with the numbers.
And then over the weekend, basically, I just need to give my wife more time to get the house reorganized and redone. So I think on Saturday it was pretty chill, and then halfway through Saturday, she was like, "Hey, can you get our daughter out of the house and go, basically give her something to do?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm like, what can I do? Like, I went through my list and I go, maybe I'll take her to Jump Time. Jump Time is the trampoline park that we have here locally, right?
Yeah, they're fun, really fun.
And my brother is out of the military. He just got out. 4 years being in the Air Force, and so he just got home like literally 2 days before Thanksgiving, which has been awesome. And so I was like, maybe I should try to get him more involved so he can spend more time with my daughter, his niece, and I'll invite him. So my brother's awesome. He's one of those guys who's just down for anything. Just like you could be like, hey, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, Nick, do you want to go do this? He'd be like, sure. Yeah. Do you actually want to do this? Not really, but I'll go anyways. And just one of those guys who's just down for anything. So I said, hey, do you want to go to Jump Time? He goes, sure, I'm down. All right, okay. Sweet. So we met at Jump Time. Pretty fun. I was a little winded, right, from getting over being sick. So even just jumping on the trampoline stuff was just like I was like just out of it. But he got to play with my daughter, and then it was a really fun time. And then after that, went and had ourselves a sushi feast. Ooh. We went down to a little local place and got ourselves a sushi boat. Which place? That was like my second Thanksgiving is what I'm going to call that. So I went to Fujiyama and Meridian, and it's, dude, it's good sushi, man. Like surprisingly for Idaho, which
Fujiyama is good.
There's a lot of places around here.
Down the street from like Express and all that, from where my house was. They opened that one. Yeah. It used to be a little diner in that building, and then they changed it to Fujiyama. But no, they were good.
Yeah. But had a whole sushi boat. Amazing. It was awesome. Came home, and then Sunday was, I'm trying to think of what I did. I think I mostly just ended up walking the dogs, and I think it was just kind of another chill day. Cleaned up the garage, set up some more stuff, and then, that was pretty much it. I mean, it was a good weekend. It felt very long because I had been sick for a couple of those days, but coming out of it, I am,
Joey, I promise you, it's not as bad as you think.
Idaho sushi is not as bad as you think.
It's actually good as long as you go to the right places, and we know the right places.
Yeah, so. I would be more worried about like Montana sushi. I'd be technically more worried about like Wyoming sushi. Maybe even
here's some Nebraska sushi.
Nebraska would be questionable, right? So there's definitely more states that I would be more.
We're neighbors with Oregon and Washington, and they both have direct access to the ocean, so you can get here in less than a day.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and no, dude, I mean when I say that sushi was pretty good there, I mean it was probably top tier Idaho sushi for what it is. I mean we not that.
No, Fujiyama's good. Shige's good. There's a few different ones.
We don't live next to what's it called, Sugarfish or what's that called, Nobu. But I mean,
it's not Nobu,
but we do what we can. So no, good weekend. Didn't buy anything that I thought I was probably going to buy, which is surprising. But we'll see. I'll just use that money towards my next Honda Civic purchase.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. Or something like that.
No, that's not a bad way to do it. So let's see. What did you do with your Acura? I saw you did some stuff this weekend with the RSX.
So my Type R steering wheel is installed.
Right.
I swapped over. I kind of talked about that last week. I had to swap over the inflator module, the detonator, inflator, whatever you want to call it.
The part that makes the steering wheel explode in your face.
Yes, correct. Yes. I had to swap that over, and I basically. Because what ended up happening was my RSX steering wheel that I had on the Acura, the topmost part of the leather had begun deteriorating, right? So I'd gone through the color lock leather restore, or the steering wheel kit, and I had gone through and I'd restored it once or twice before.
Okay.
The problem is the leather filling properties of the fluid leather and or just the leather refresh, right?
Yeah.
Only fills so much. There is filling properties, but it only fills so much. So
Can you go back and layer it after the fact?
you can, but here's the problem. Once you start layering it, right, and you start using a heat gun and you start trying to get that to where the actual dye sinks into what's left of that leather, it will shrink as well, right? So you're going to start having ridges and things. And so that's what my problem was, is that I didn't have a smooth surface to work with in the first place, is that leather was already deteriorating and losing volume there. So as I tried to restore it and refresh it, it just kind of, I don't know, it was just...
You hit a wall.
Yeah, it was black, right, which was good. It felt okay in the hand, but visually under certain light, you could see all the ridges in the leather.
You knew what you were looking at, and that's enough.
Which I don't even know, dude. And this is what's weird for me with people with leather steering wheels. I don't know how certain people wear leather steering wheels as bad as they do. Like they what they're doing with their hands, whether they're picking at it or whether they're scratching at it. I see certain wheels and I go, how did that get that bad?
There's certain ones where it literally looks like an entire layer has been peeled away like skin. It's really...
But I think there's people out there that purposely do that, right? So, for example, we actually have...
people who sit there and pick, yeah.
We have Tommy Chicago, right, who did tell me that he picked his steering wheel, right?
He did? No.
But I think there's certain people out there that do it maybe... unknowingly, that they'll sit there and just scratch at it,
like it's just like a tick they have,
like a tick or something. But like that's the last thing I would scratch. I would never scratch a steering wheel. I would never.
Maybe they do it because the steering wheel is the number one thing you interact with when you're driving a car more than anything else. So your hands are on it, around it all the time. And if you're gonna fidget, some people might. Fidget by picking at
let's just say heat and UV, right? When coming down through the windshield, right? Unless you have a sunshade or a blocker up, right?
Yeah.
It will start prematurely wearing that leather, but it's not going to indent that leather. It's not going to remove material that you will see.
Right. No, it physically abrades and
fade
removes.
it. It might dry it out. It might crack it, but
leading to it becoming a target for picking at it because it starts to wrinkle or it starts to do something.
Being brittle.
I'm not. Once again, like the sun damage and stuff happens to the back side of the wheel, so it's not the part you're seeing.
Yeah.
The only time you see the stuff happens to the side you're seeing is because people either had really oily, salty fingers, like they had been eating a bunch of French fries and it's just like lightly abrading the surface over many years, or different stuff like that happening to the person side.
Franco says that rings are another option. Rings are another thing that will scratch up steering wheels. Absolutely. 100%.
Oh yeah, rings would do it. Anytime you have like costume jewelry or real jewelry and it just sits there and just abrades away at whatever the surface is, it'll happen.
Dude, I hate when I see worn steering wheels. For some reason, it just bothers the crap out of me, dude. I don't know why. Yeah. It's a huge pet peeve of mine. So the fact that I went this long with that steering wheel without replacing it was already crazy. So, anyways, the new Type R steering wheel's on. It's literally about as nice as I could possibly get that, and it's like brand new. I'm gonna try to keep it looking brand new.
Okay.
And I even kind of joked around. I mean, like with everybody, I'm like, hey, if I ever sell this car, I'm probably just keeping this wheel because
you're gonna go to the trouble of getting it back.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get one this nice again. So
at a glance, though, it was funny because we all thought you just swapped the badge on your steering wheel.
Well, that's what it looks like.
Looking at it,
right?
Everything else looks the same. Just that badge. Suddenly, you have a Honda badge. You're like, oh, you have the Honda badge to match your outer Honda badges.
So Momo
on
wraps
your Acura that was sold in the United States, even if it is an Integra in other markets.
It is. It was technically made in Japan, so it started its life as an Integra, technically. But the what's it called? The Momo steering wheels. What's interesting is that I was looking at the construction of the leather, right? When you look at certain wheels, right, there's going to be certain wheels that are multiple leather panels, right? Yeah. Meaning that they might take multiple grip areas and say, here's a panel, here's a panel, here's a panel, here's a panel. Like there might be 4 panels, right, of leather. Whereas other manufacturers, depending on how they wrap leather, they may do, it's called like a fused leather and also a stitched leather, right? So basically what they'll do is they'll take two pieces of leather, they will stitch them at the seam of the middle, wrap them around, right, and actually fuse it on the back, right? And basically kind of fuses everything together so there's not additional stitches needed and or additional panels needed. And I think when doing that process, it actually reduces failure points like you would have with like the RSX wheel that had 4 leather panels, has 8 failure points technically at each seam, whereas this particular wheel, being that it's like 2 pieces of massive leather fused together there and then stitched, you only have maybe a couple areas where it could potentially fail. So anyways, I'm pretty pumped on it, and it kind of is what it is.
It looks very nice.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that.
I really do like it.
I think we can wrap this up because we are going to be shooting some more content this week. We are going to, believe we're doing some ceramic coating stuff, some more detailing stuff, getting back on track with some more content, and before you know it, it's going to be Christmas time.
Yeah, that's the part that blows my mind is how soon that's coming up. It just... Where did the last month go? I feel like I spent all of it on the phone just trying to figure out what was happening with my Jag down in Utah.
Yeah.
So
still don't know.
Fun. Still stuck waiting, and I've been pestering him every other day, but it's literally just been sitting there in the shop after a revision.
It's not sitting in the shop. It's sitting outside.
Yeah. I try and tell myself it's sitting in the shop. You're not helping, but you're also not wrong.
Outside in a yard is where it's at.
It's not good.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. Just waiting for somebody to say something.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. If you're catching this sometime off in the future on Spotify or wherever you catch your podcasts at, obviously we're available many places, but in those many places, there's usually an opportunity to be able to write a review. And I want to ask you, if you're watching right now and you have a moment, please write a review. If you're listening on Spotify, there's a great place to do that per episode. Or if you're on Apple Podcasts, you can certainly do it there. That just helps us get in front of more people. It's a way to spread the word, let people know what to expect when they listen to this stuff. And, just a little token of appreciation from us to you and vice versa. And, of course, if you haven't already, while you're watching this video, please hit like, on the way out, because that'll also help. And if you have anything you want to add to the conversation, we always encourage people, drop down in the comments, tell us what's been going on for your Thanksgiving, what projects you're working on coming up here to the end of the year, and maybe let's throw it out. What are you looking for in the new year? What's your dream thing that's going to happen in the next year? I don't know. Anthony, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think that's good.
We'll think about it. We'll think about it. He's thinking about it. All right, so down in the comments, you know what to do. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you later. Have a great week, and we'll catch up with you on Q&A Thursday, this Thursday at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. See you then.
See ya.